just kind of try to take a more scientific stance on this because
Yeah.
there's the popular belief that life begins at conception.
Yeah.
But that isn't like there's a problem with that sort of belief, and even like the science, like there's a commonly quoted paper that states that it like scientists believe in that, but the study was very poorly conducted. It's actually it was covered in response bias, and so when you think about the scientific factors of life, there really isn't a defining start, and so that's why I feel like it's a pretty poor decision to remove people's rights on something that we can't even define quite yet.
I think science is pretty clear that a unique human organism is formed at conception.
At conception,
right?
Is it because it's unique DNA?
Unique DNA is present, yes, but it's a unique human organism that starts its development. Because when does a human being start its development?
The thing is that like the two gametes are pretty much like they are the like my sperm is me, it's half of me hypothetically, but that the other half of the offspring is
The egg.
directly the mother.
The egg you're talking about.
The egg.
Yeah.
And so that's like it's simply just
But conception is the two coming together
yeah.
and the forming of a new, unique human
I mean, it's
organism.
not technically new. It's just
It is. There's completely unique DNA. It's not just 50%, 50%. You know, it's the sequence is not, doesn't work like that.
it is. It's like it's just random assignments when the two they each have the 23 chromosomes.
23 chromosomes,
They both
yeah.
have exactly what they need. It's just one chromatid rather than a doublet. And so the doublets are there for splitting. They're identical. And so it is just the grabbing of both sets. And so it is all the same DNA from the father and all of the same DNA from the mother. It just isn't always expressed by all of the genetic factors.
It's a unique DNA. The building blocks are from your mother and father. That's how that works, but it is a unique human DNA. Because I would ask you again, you didn't really answer the question, when does a human start its development?
I could honestly argue before conception, because they are living human cells before that.
No, but it's not a unique human organism that has been formed.
I would say
a sperm cell is not a unique human organism.
It from what is it called? Independence assortment. It is unique because that's the point of randomization, is that it produces.
It's not a human organism.
Why
a sperm is not a human organism.
Why is it not technically human?
Because it's not given nutrients, time, environment, can it grow into a developed adult human?
And so
no, it can't.
If you take a just conceived zygote and remove it from the mother,
so that's not given the right environment. Take it out of the environment that it can live in. You're saying?
I guess, yeah.
Then yeah, it will die. If you
it's still capable of becoming a human, but it won't because you're not given its environments. Just like you aren't given the sperm its environment, but like
a sperm itself, though, given nutrients, time, environment, it's not going to grow into a developed human being.
Sure, but like neither will I don't think that counts as, it's still a human cell. It's a human cell.
It's a human cell. My skin cells are human cells.
Yeah.
It's not a unique human organism. It's not a human organism.
Well, you're composed of nothing but copies of yourself. Like I exist as like a cell too. Like the only unique part of me is one cell. It's just expressed differently in each one, you know? So
Yeah, but I'm talking about a whole unique human organism.
Sure.
And I was asking when that development starts. Conception, right? So
a human organism begins at conception, sure.
So why don't
Like,
why
is
doesn't
that
that human get the right to life?
Huh?
Why doesn't that human get the right to life after that point? When a human starts its development
Because it
at conception.
won't always be able to survive. Even if you do give it all of its possible nutrients, it could hypothetically still die.
So you're saying the value of someone's life is based on the probability that they will live or not.
I did not say that. And also, didn't you say that about sperm?
A sperm is not. We already covered that that's not a unique human organism. We're talking about
So
this
it's
conceived
only-
unique human
it's
organism.
only got value once it's unique.
Once it's a human organism,
An
an individual human organism.
Human sperm is
It's not a.
human.
It is not a human
cell.
organism.
It is an organism.
Not a human organism.
It is human.
So we're talking about this
Sperm is
human
human.
organism. It is not. It is not. You can have human sperm, yes, but it's not
It's
a
composed
human
of every
organism.
single cell. It has every single.
Are you
chromosome.
arguing that a sperm cell is a human organism? That
You know what an organism is?
no, it is not a unique human being. That's what I'm talking about.
Neither is a fertilized egg. That is one
Yes,
cell.
it is.
That is one cell.
Yeah.
Just like sperm.
So size doesn't determine the value of your life, does it?
So then, why is the zygote better?
Zygote better than what? A sperm?
Sperm.
Because it's a unique human organism.
Your cells like mutate all the time. They're always producing changes.
What does that have to do with what I just said?
All of your cells are different, and so all of your cells are unique, and so the sperm is unique. Every single cell is.
It is not
technically unique.
it is not a human organism. It is
That's
not
not
a
what I
human
was
being.
trying to do.
It is not a human being. So I'm talking about this human
It has
being
every
that's
genetic-
been
It
conceived.
has every genetic piece of information needed to be a human being. No.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It needs to be. It needs to
It
fuse
needs to
with
be
the egg.
fertilized?
No.
Well, sure.
It fertilizes an egg, and then that's when a human organism is formed.
It has every. It just that's just the functionality of it. It doesn't need all the other chromosomes just because they're chromatids. They have
A sperm
chromatids.
needs an egg.
Huh?
An egg, yeah. The
Yeah,
two.
you do because that's the function of it. But technically, it is a unique genome because
You can't tell me it's a unique human organism though.
It
You-
is.
you haven't
It
been
is
able-
a unique human organism.
A sperm cell is not a unique human individual. A unique human organism is it's
You know what
it's
organism means?
yeah,
Then define it.
a living thing.
You think cells aren't living, or sperm isn't living?
It's living. It's not a human. It's not a living human thing.
What defines human?
A human
human genome.
is an independent being of the human species.
An independent. So why
Being
would,
of the human
why
species.
would an embryo be independent?
Because it's its own unique. It's a unique individual. It can't live independently of its
sperm.
mother, right?
No, it can't. It is not independent.
But
and so that doesn't define human.
so not independent. I should say unique being, a unique human being. Sorry, a unique being that is of the human species is what a
the
human
human
is.
species. And so my cum isn't genomic
It is
human.
your sperm is not a human. We've said that already.
It's not a human, hypothetically. It's not that guy, but like, it is genomically human.
No, it is not.
It is not genomically ape. It is not genomically
It's
starfish.
it's human sperm, yeah.
Yeah, it
it's
is-
human
it
sperm,
is-
but it's
it
not
is
a
human genome.
It's not a unique human organism, which I've
It is
already
an
said.
organism,
So
it
we're
is
talking
human
about a
genome.
conceived
I
unique.
don't see why it is not a unique human organism. It is an organism. It contains
Can
a
you
human
not see the
genome.
difference between a fertilized egg versus a sperm?
There is an obvious
Because-
difference, but the thing is that doesn't define life.
What
Conception
defines
doesn't define life.
When does someone become alive then?
Alive is a constant state. My eggs or not my eggs. My cells are constantly divided because they're living. They can respond to stimuli. They can consume nutrients. They have a genetic code, and so all of your cells are living at once
When is a human alive?
at the same time that my cells are alive. There isn't a defined. That's what I'm saying. Conception is not a reason.
That cell is absolutely alive after conception.
It is. I'm
A
saying
singular
that
cell?
it was alive beforehand. It'll be alive afterward, and so
A
conception.
new unique human organism that's been formed. That's when that organism is formed. Because you never.
I'm telling you, it is the sperm is a unique cell. The zygote is a unique cell. They are both living, and so it doesn't matter at conception. You can't make that the defining feature.
What is the defining feature?
That is not up to me. And so that
Well,
is what
I gave you a
I'm
defining
telling
feature. What, you can't give me a defining feature
That's
of when
not my
human life
argument,
begins.
though. You can believe this, but I'm saying if you believe conception is the point of is the defining law, and that conception is the point that human life begins, it is inherently flawed. And
But
that's
you must
all of
have
it.
another. You must have
I
another
have my
point that
own
you have in your
beliefs,
mind. Then
but
what is it?
If I want to be scientific and factual about it, that is where I stand.
What
And
does the science say? When does life begin then?
It is constant. Life doesn't begin.
That's not a constant. It has to begin somewhere. Life has to
doesn't,
begin
though.
somewhere.
Okay, well, we can go back to like the origin of species, like the very origin.
A human life, a unique human organism. When does its development
When does
start?
this development start? Okay, we're gonna have to go
You
back
haven't
to
answered
when
that question yet.
The very first human, because you do know how reproduction happens. It's the same
Yeah.
cell, it splits. Those cells split. No one dies.
We are all unique. We are all different.
because
So when
of
does
independent assortment? It has nothing to do
when
with
did your development start?
my development started when, dude, you gotta understand that like living cells are constantly living. Like it like once. The only reason I made it is because my dad's cells made it, and I was the lucky one who was formed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Right. You
he
were
was
formed.
living. I was
You were formed, right?
yes.
When
'Cause he
were
was-
you formed?
I was formed from his cells, and
At
he
what
was
point?
formed from his father's cells and mother's cells.
But at what point
And
were you formed?
specifically my genes?
Yeah, you. When did your development start? When you were formed?
At conception, that was when
Yeah.
my genes were formed.
Yep,
But
so
that
that's
is
a
not
unique
the beginning
human.
of life.
No, I'm talking about an individual life, an individual human organism. I'm not talking about life in general. I'm talking about an individual human organism. When does that person's development start? It's at conception.
That
That's scientific. That's scientific, man. That's what the science says.
But that doesn't. You can't use that as a factual basis for science. You can't be like, yes, life begins in conception because I said so. The scientists.
I didn't say that's because I said so.
Because it isn't true that life begins in conception.
I said a unique human life begins at conception. Yes, that is true.
Well, sure, but a unique human also is formed at, when sperm is produced. That is still the same genomic difference.
What do you mean a unique human is formed when sperm is produced?
Every single one of my
Those are not
sperms-
humans.
They are human genome.
I said, are they humans?
Yes. What
Those
are you
sperm are
saying is
humans.
human? Like you aren't defined. It is a living thing.
I'll define human for you. A unique being of the human species.
And why
a unique
is it,
organism
okay,
of
but
the
what
human
is
species.
The human species you're saying.
Homo sapiens.
What is Homo
Homo
sapiens?
sapiens,
And that
man.
is encompassed by the idea of the human genome. The hypothetical, every possibility of the human genome.
Are you telling me a sperm is a unique human organism?
Yes, I am. I am telling you that.
A sperm is a human being, you'd venture to say.
I did not say human being. I said human organism. An individual, like a unique human organism. It contains a human genome.
It is not. A unique human organism is a human being, man.
You do know what organism means, right?
Yeah.
It is
What
a
is organism?
living,
What is an organism?
Independent living cell, at least. It is
Living
minimum cell.
independent living cell.
Sorry, cell living.
It is not an independent
multicellular,
living cell.
unicellular organism. Doesn't matter. Those both exist. Bacteria, fungi, all of that. But multicellular.
That given time, environment, nutrients, can grow into a fully developed form of its species.
But
correct?
It's not human if it can't do that.
No,
It's not a living organism if it can't.
right. A sperm can't do that.
Why can't? No, but that's not a defining feature of life because bacteria are unicellular, and
Yeah.
their purpose is to reproduce. Like,
So fully developed form of its species, whatever its species fully developed form is.
yeah, you
a
can't
life within that
guarantee
species-
every human will.
Yeah,
live
there's
to full
genetic
development.
defects. There's genetic
Yeah.
defects. I'm talking about time, environment, nutrients. This will grow. This will develop.
Yeah.
Right. A sperm
And
by
so
itself is not going to do that.
It does develop. It's a living thing that has to develop. It has to metabolize. It has to.
A sperm does not develop without.
It doesn't develop
fusing
into
with
what
an
you
egg.
expect a full-grown human.
Right, because it's not human.
It is human though.
It's human sperm. That doesn't make it a human.
But that means it's living. It is a living
Right.
human genome.
Right.
And so
that's
that
not what
is
I'm
life.
talking about. It's
Okay,
life. I'm talking
all
about.
I'm saying is you can't define
human life.
conception as the human, like the defining feature of life.
I'm talking about human life.
That is human life.
Sperm is
Stephen.
not a unique
I'm not
human
gonna keep
life.
going in circles. I got